بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. And welcome to another episode of Quran Analysis, where we are doing Surah Al-Hadid this week, and we're doing ayah number 4 to 6, the Nahw and the Sarf. And then inshallah next week we shall continue where we left off on the explanation. All right. So for those of you who are not familiar with the format, we're just going to do the Nahw, the whole of it, from ayah number 4 to 6. And when we're done with the Nahw, you can see the ayah is pretty long, especially ayah number 4. It's a very long ayah, and that's why there's quite a bit to cover today. But again, the grammar of it is very straightforward. Maybe we'll just mention one or two things here and there that maybe need more information. But other than that, very straightforward grammar, very easy language. But like the Quran, I mean, it's easy, straightforward, but the meaning, you know, subhanallah, like we did Surah Al-Qamar and we kept mentioning وَلَقَدْ يَسَّرْنَا الْقُرْآنَ لِلذِّكْرِ, and it just kept يعني punching. It kept packing a punch. You know, the Quran has been made easy for remembrance. Is there anyone who would remember it? And then after we are done with the grammar, of course, we're going to look at sarf of some keywords that are mentioned in that particular section, just for our own revision purposes. All right. So if there's anybody or a couple of people here who want to participate, please raise your hand, let me know, and then we can arrange this, inshallah. All right. Okay. All right. So we have two people. I'm guessing, Sultana, you still want to participate, I guess?
Gigi.
Okay. Okay. So what we're going to do is, Fawzia, you're going to do ayah number 4, which is the longest, and then Sultana will do ayah number 5 and 6. I think that would be a better way of categorizing this. All right, let's begin.
Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Huwa is Mubtada, and the remaining ayat will be Khabar.
Yes.
From Allazi onwards. Allazi is Ism Mawsul, and then it'll be followed by Silatul Mawsul. In Silatul Mawsul, we have Khalaqa starting the Jumla Fi'liya, and it's Fi'l Madi. And As-Samawati is Maful Bihi of Khalaqa. Waw Ataf. Al-Arda is Maful Bihi, Ataf on As-Samawat. And Fi Sittati Ayyamin is Mutaliq to Khalaqa. So it's Mutaliq bil Fi'l. Fi is Harf Jar. Sittati is Majroor. Sittati is Mudaf, and Ayyamin is Mudaf ilayh. So we'll call it Mutaliqani. And then Summa is Harf Ataf, and Istawa is Fail Madi, and Alal Arsh is Mutaliq bil Fail.
Istawa is Madi, yes. And then Alal Arsh is
Jar Majroor, Mutaliq bil Fail to Istawa.
Exactly. So maybe we can just pause there a little bit and see if there's any question or anything that's happening here that anybody needs clarification. But you can see it's very straightforward. It starts with the Jumla Ismiya. So huwa is our mubtada, and then whatever comes after it is going to be our khabar. And inside that khabar, you have Isim Mawsul and its sila. All right. So, and then you enter into the Silatul Mawsul is another Jumla Fi'liya. And then, you know, As-Samawati, it answers the question what? Wow is حرف عطف, that's kind of connected there. في ستة أيام متعلقان, you know, ثم استوى, and then ثم is حرف عطف على العرش. Exactly. Yeah. Is there any questions there? Okay, let's go on.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So now ya'lamu is starting your jumla fi'liya. It's fi'l mudari,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's followed by ma mawsula,
Mm-hmm.
and which is followed by its silatul mawsul. The silatul mawsul opens with yaliju, which is just a minute. So it's also a fail,
Uh-huh.
mudari,
Yes.
and then fil ardi is a maful. No, it's a jar majroor. So maful mutaliq bil fail of yaliju.
Yes. Okay.
And then what should I go on?
No, before you go on, so what is
Yes.
the connection between ya'lamu and this ma?
I would say he knows what. So this is
Ah,
going to be your maful bihi.
yes. So this whole thing is going to
في
be your maf'ul bihi.
في في
Mm-hmm.
محل نصب.
Yes, exactly. Now, also before you go on, we need to figure out this ya'lamu. Is it a new sentence? Is there any connection with the previous sentence? So there are two ways in which we can look at this. We can say, okay, this is just a new sentence. There's no connection between the previous sentence. So this is jumla isti'nafiya, new sentence. That's one way of looking at it. Or we can say, wait a second. Maybe it is connected to the previous sentence. وَالَّذِي خَلَقَ
Could be a
السَّمَاوَاتِ
hal.
وَالْأَرْضِ. Ah, yes, it could be a hal. It could be a hal of huwa. Okay, it could be a hal of huwa. So that is is something important to note, and this will affect how we understand the ayah. So if we understand the ayah as a hal, then this whole part is still connected. So we can say he's the one who created the skies, the heavens and the earth, while he knows, right? While he's the one who is knowledgeable about this. But if you say it's a new sentence, then you put a full stop here and you say he knows. There's no connection. But you see that while gives a different meaning, and we'll see that in the explanation, inshallah, like the different flavor that while adds to this, just like we saw in the previous ayat when we consider something as a hal or not a hal. So this whole entire sentence from ya'lamu could also be a hal. All right?
Would it be a hal all the way? Because there's ataf, ataf, ataf. It will be a
Exactly.
big
The
hal.
whole thing will be
Oh,
hal. If we're to consider
okay.
this ya'lamu as a hal, then everything that is connected to it will still be part of that one hal.
Okay. So now,
Right.
following this is waw ataf,
Mm-hmm.
and then again ism ma mawsula,
Mm-hmm.
and followed by the silatul mawsul, which is again jumla fi'liya. Yakhruju is mudari. Minha is mutaliq bil fi'l. Then waw ataf again, followed by ma mawsula again. And the silatul mawsul again jumla fi'liya with yanzilu, and min as-samai again mutaliq bil fi'l to yanzilu. And then waw ataf again and ma mawsula, and ya'ruju is the silatul mawsul, which is again jumla fi'liya and followed by its mutaliq bil fi'l.
I'm not gonna
Mudari
write
followed
all
by
that. I'm just gonna copy paste because it's the same
that's
thing.
fine. And then waw ataf, and then jumla ismiya starts with the huwa being the mubtada. Ma'akum will be the mutaliq, jar majroor. And now we
jar
come
majroor
to
where?
ayn.
Oh, ma'akum. Okay.
Huwa ma'akum.
Uh-huh.
And now you've got aynama. So
Before we go on, maybe yeah, we can do aynama. Okay. We can do aynama.
whenever where would we with you and he with you wherever.
What do you think wherever sounds like?
It's Oh, since it's متعلق followed by something, it'll be خبر, right? Or no?
So just the word
No?
wherever. What does that sound like?
ظرف.
Wherever. Yeah, there you go.
So we'd say ظرف here.
Yes.
So, oh, okay.
But also أينما as a tool is أداة الشرط.
Yes.
Wherever you
So
want.
So would we just say أداة الشرط here then?
Yes, you'd say this is an أداة الشرط, and this whole أينما كنتم is في محل جر because it's a ظرف. It's متعلق. Sorry, it's a ظرف. You'll consider this as a ظرف, so it will be في محل نسب.
So no خبر.
No خبر.
He is with you wherever you are. Okay. Shart. And again, we don't have jawab shart here.
We don't have جواب الشرط.
So we go
But
ahead
something
and say
about this.
mahzuf.
So this kuntum is, you could say, the fi'al shart here. Okay. But now this kuntum, this kana, what do we know about kana sentences?
جملة اسمية.
Yeah, جملة اسمية إني ده خبر. Where's the خبر? There's no خبر. So probably this kana is not ناقص. Now, let me explain something. It's which one? Yeah, you're familiar with this probably.
Yeah. It's tam.
It's tam.
It's a complete
exactly.
word.
Yeah. So there are two kinds of kana. There's kana الناقصة and there's kana التامة. So you have kana that is incomplete and kana that is complete. Kana that is incomplete is what we are familiar with, and it's the one that we treated as jumla ismiya. So we need an ism and we need a khabar for kana if it is incomplete. But if it's complete, we don't need a khabar, we don't treat it as a jumla ismiya. It suffices, it is self-sufficient, if you will. It has a fi'al and a fa'il, and it's complete in that sense. So this aynama kuntum, wherever you are is complete. It doesn't need khabar, it doesn't need anything. So this kuntum, kana, this is kana atam, and the fa'il is the inside pronoun antum, right? Antum is the fa'il. So this is, and together we've said aynama kuntum, together, this will be the dharf. Because again, it's explaining where.
Jawabu shart, sister. Kuntum?
Kuntum is not the jawabu shart. Aynama kuntum, together. Kuntum is the fi'l shart. There's no jawabu shart. The jawabu shart is mahduf.
Mahzuf. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so let me go back and I can explain everything clearly from where we started. So, where were we? So we said, okay, so يعلم, we said is hal, and then you have ma, mawsula, fine, we understand that. And then this, whatever comes after it, is the silatul mawsul. يخرج فعل مضارع, the fa'il is the inside pronoun هو يخرج. And then منها, we're familiar with this, جار مجرور متعلقان, واو حرف عطف, ما موصولة, ينزل, same structure is repeating itself, okay? من السماء متعلقان, again, same structure repeats itself. And then you have واو حرف عطف. This واو is حرف عطف. Also this واو, what else can it be? I was writing here something. Yes.
Aliyah.
Yeah. Yes, this واو can also be واو حالية. So you see the possibilities are already opening up. So when you're looking at the explanation, you can say, okay, this is a hal, and inside that hal is another hal. And we're also going to see another hal inside that hal. There's going to be so many hals. And how do you extract the flavors out of this if you're to consider this as waw haliya? And so some people will just, not look at the possibilities. They'll just say, okay, this is waw harf atif. No need to make hal everywhere. Like we just make this one hal, ya'lamu, and then everything else is going to be harf atif. Or we can just make this one new sentence, and then this one will be waw haliya. So those are some of the compromises that translators have to decide what they're going to do. All right. And then of course huwa is a mubtada, ma'akum is muta'alliqani bil khabar, and in this case al khabar mahduf. The khabar is not mentioned. He is with you. Huwa mawjudun ma'akum. Huwa ka'inun معكم. He exists with you. So the موجود, which is supposed to be the khabar, is not mentioned because it's understood. When I say هو موجود معكم, it's the same as saying هو معكم. He exists among you, or he is existing amongst you, and he is with you. It's more or less the same thing. I don't have to spell it out, right? And then we said أينما is أداة الشرط الجازمة, and it comes with the jumla shartiya, of course, and so whatever the sentence after it is the fi'al shart, is the condition part, wherever you are. And then the jawab is not mentioned. Now the jawab can be understood from what came before. He is with you wherever you are. So wherever you are, he is. The jawab of shart will be wherever you are, he is. But I don't need to repeat it because it was already mentioned before. هو معكم أينما كنتم هو. Then again, I say أينما كنتم هو معكم. It doesn't, sound very nice. So already, this one, there's an indication of what the jawab looks like. So most of the time, you'll see that if there's an indication of the jawab of shart, then the jawab of shart is not mentioned, like in this case. There's already an indication to it. Okay? So the jawab of shart is mahduf. And we've talked about this kuntum, the kana. So these are just maybe one of the few things that we need to mention about this ayat. But otherwise, you can see how straightforward the ayat of the Quran, as far as i'rab is concerned, are. All right? Any questions or clarifications? Are we good?
No, alhamdulillah.
Okay, great. Fawzia, we can finish that ayah.
So this is waw ataf or waw haliya. And
Okay.
And then lafzul jalala is mubtada.
So
And
let's just make that distinction. Clear that space. Mubtada.
And then bima ta'maluna is mutaliq bil khabar. And inside it's jar majroor with majroor being ism mawsool, and ta'maluna is the silat al mawsool, which consists of jumla fi'liya.
Yes.
And then basirun is khabar.
So this is our silat al mawsool, and inside that sila is jumla fi'liya mudari', and the inside pronoun wow. Actually, you would see in most Arab books they would just write wow as the dua. They will say wal wow fa'il. So it's also good to be able to be aware of this. Normally we would say home. Normally we would just type home. That would be the inside fa'il. But it's also good to be aware that
Zamir mustatir.
Yes. In this case is I think this is
It's
muttasil.
Zahir, right? Wow.
Yeah, wow.
No, it's Zahir.
Yeah. So in that case, we'll consider this muttasil, right?
Muttasil, yeah. I keep forgetting which one is which.
I also mix them up, but again, it's not important as long as
Mustatir is
unless you're
only in
doing
the Siga 1 and 4. Huwa and here, which is
that is
inbuilt.
mustatir.
Matlab there.
Yeah.
Okay.
All these are Zahir because we can see the file being sin. Alif in tasniya, waw in jama.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, the way we learned is different. So because of that, it's really hard for us to say mustatir, muttasil, munfasil. Oh. But as long as you know who the fa'il is, that's good enough for me. You can learn these things later, All right. So that is
either we can say waw zahir or we can say fa'il hum.
Yeah. I mean, you won't see that way in Arab books. You won't see hum. Most likely they will say the ha or the waw.
Yeah.
Most likely they'll say waw.
Fa'ilun.
Yeah.
Al-waw
They would say waw.
fa'ilun.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. And then what is basir?
Oh, khabar.
Yeah. So basir is the khabar of the lafz al-jalala, which is the mubtada, right? Okay, so you can see واو حرف عطف, or it could be حال, and then لفظ الجلالة is a مبتدا. بما, of course, this one is متعلق مقدم. You can clearly see that. So obviously that tells you something is happening here. Whenever you have this muqaddam structure, something special is happening there. And remember, when we did the i'rab of the first 3 ayat, there was something special in every ayat, in every ayah. We're going to see that. Like these first 6 ayats, crazy. Like they are just amazing, to be honest. I'm still reeling from last week's explanation. So yeah, and hopefully we will be able to connect together all these 6 ayat, which are the introduction of Allah, and then we can be able to understand what tasbih actually means as far as the surah is concerned. So yeah, you can see there's something special happening there. بما تعملون بصير. I don't think there's anything special there. Unless there's a question. That's the end of ayah number 4. Okay. So Sultana, let's go to ayah number 5 and 6.
له, this is jar majrur, khabar muqaddam.
So this is متعلقان بالخبر
عليك
مقدم.
مقدم. ملكه is مبتدا مؤخر, which is مضاف. السماواتي is مضاف إليه.
Yes.
And واو is حرف عطف. And الأرضي is مضاف إليه again, and which is معطوف to السماوات.
معطوف. Yes. There we go. So you can see, again, very simple. مبتدا متعلق بالخبر. But because there is, look, what is this? There's taqdeem here. And we mentioned this taqdeem before. So there's something special happening in this part of the ayah as well. So number 4, something special. Number 5, also something special. All right.
واو عطف. إلى الله, it is جار مجرور متعلق بالفعل مقدم. ترجع is فعل مضارع مجهول. الأمور is نائب فاعل ترجع فعل.
Yes. نائب الفاعل.
يولج is فعل مضارع. هو ضمير مستتر is the file.
Yes.
الليلة is مفعول به. Then في النهار is جار مجرور متعلق بالفعل يولج. واو is عطف.
Yes.
So يولج is again فعل مضارع, the same. النهار is مفعول به. يولج فعل, and هو ضمير is مستتر فاعل of يولج.
Yeah.
في الليل جار مجرور متعلق جي.
Exactly. So the same i'rab repeats itself again. So you can see again, it's just the same thing repeating. But subhanAllah, when you come to the meaning, I don't know what happens. Like it's crazy, isn't it, guys? Like look at this structure. When you look at it from the face value, you'd be like, there's nothing here. What is this? It keeps on repeating itself. There's nothing special. Like you know, but when you start digging deep and when you're understanding the language and you're understanding balagha and you're understanding how things are coming together and the connections, it blows your mind. So I cannot even get enough of this book because it's so simple, yet it's so deep and complex and juicy. It's crazy, subhanallah. Anyway, then we have wow.
Wow is at for even this can be hal, sister.
Yes, even this can be hal.
Huwa is mubtada, alimun is khabar.
Again, look at the simple structures, guys.
जी. بذات الصدور, با is harf jar, ذات مضاف, الصدور is مضاف إليه. The whole will be متعلقان to alimun.
Yeah.
صفة.
And of course, what is the relation between that and the sudur?
صدور ذات الصدور مضاف مضاف إليه.
Yes,
جار مجرور.
exactly. Yeah, مضاف إليه. So الصدوري is the مضاف إليه of that. All right. So let's just repeat what we have just said there in case anything was missed. So you have lahu. له is جار مجرور متعلقان مقدم and then ملك مبتدأ مؤخر and then it's also a مضاف and السماوات is it's مضاف إليه and then you have واو حرف عطف which is connecting الأرض to السماوات so الأرض is معطوف على السماوات. Alright, and then you have واو again حرف عطف إلى الله again جار مجرور مقدم, so there's something special happening in ayah number 5 as well. And then you have ترجع, this is the beginning of a جملة فعلية, so you can see the جار مجرور متعلق is مقدم, so this مقدم is going back to ترجع. Alright, so ترجع is a فعل مضارع and it is مجهول. Yeah, رجع يرجع, رجع يرجع, يرجع, and then the feminine version ترجع because it's going back, it's talking about الأمور, which is a broken plural. So الأمور is the نائب الفاعل of ترجع, because we know when you have a sentence that is مجهول, passive, we don't have a فاعل, we have a نائب الفاعل. All right, so that's why الأمور here is the نائب الفاعل of that. What is being returned? الأمور are being, the matters, affairs are being returned. Then you have يولج, again فعل مضارع, أولج يولج, this is the هو version, مضارع, and then he enters, he makes what to enter, he makes الليلة, the night, to enter, في النهار, into the day. Right, so الليلة becomes our مفعول به, and في النهار becomes our متعلق بيولج, which is our فعل there. And again, the same thing is being repeated. ويولج النهار في الليل is just the opposite of what we just said. واو حرف عطف or واو حال. So this could be he enters the night into the day and he enters the day into the night while هو عليم بذات الصدور, while he is aware of what this, the sudur has the meaning of a source, a masdar, an origin, or it also has the meaning of chests. So Allah knows origins, the origins of things, the sources of things, the beginnings of things, and he also knows what is in the chest. So he enters the night into the day while he knows this, the origins of things. He enters the night into the day while he knows what is in your chest. So again, it goes into the concept of a zahir wal batin, and we will talk about that. The zahir is the obvious, the apparent, and then the batin is something that is hidden, which is in the chests, that is hidden. And again, origins. I mean, we talk about the Big Bang theory and how things started, the universe started and all that, but we're not sure. It's a theory. It's a Big Bang theory. I mean, maybe they found, I don't know if they found some proof, but that's, you know, what people are talking about. Some people are disputing that. They're saying, no, that's not how things, whatever. That's not our concern. But Allah is the one who knows the beginnings of things. هو الأول والآخر والظاهر والباطن. That is the previous ayah. And we haven't discussed that. I know I'm mentioning something that I haven't discussed, but I just want you to like anticipate, you know, what we're going to discuss next week as far as the meanings are concerned. So that's the Nahw. I don't know if there's any questions or clarifications. So you can see it's just مبتدا خبر or فعل فاعل متعلق. Not like what we're doing in التعبير القرآني. No convoluted sentences where you have, I don't know, the حال and تمييز and the مبتدا and the متعلق is متعلق to تمييز and it's متعلق to مفعول به. Oh, this is very straightforward. Very, very simple. Subhanallah. Look at the speech of Allah. How many times are you going to say Subhanallah in this surah? Note that down. Or just keep a mental note. All right. Okay, let's see how many sarf words we have here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 6 we can do. Unless maybe there's another person who wants to participate, please, again, just let me know. And we can slot you in. All right. Otherwise, Fawzia, you can do the first 6, and Sultana, you can do the next 6.
Okay, Bismillah. So the jazr for khalaqa is qaf, lam, qaf, kha, lam, qaf. And it's khalaqa yakhluqu, so it's family one.
Yes.
Yakhluqu, so nasara yansuru. And this is fi'l madi. And this is khalaqa yakhluqu khalqan wa khaliqun. خلق يخلق خلقا
Uh-huh.
هو مخلوق.
Beautiful. Okay. So since we found it, I'm not going to go into the details of that. I'm just going to go into the Sarf Kabir. So we have khalaqa. Now we're going to do just the first line. The huwa, huma, and hum for Sarf Kabir.
خلقا خلقوا.
Beautiful. And it
Means to he
means,
create. He
yeah,
created.
yep, he created.
Okay, I'm going to need help with the other one.
Okay,
Okay,
so I'm going to give you, can you guess the
Let me
jitr? I've
try.
given you the first one. Yes.
It's wow and I don't know if it's yeah.
Yes.
Okay, it is yeah.
It is, yeah.
All right. And see that's istawa. So if the jizr, so it's not going to be 10, it's going to be yeah. Sorry, it's going to be 8.
Yes.
Ikhtaraba family.
Yes.
And it's naqis then. And
It's
madi.
actually lafif because you see the wow and yeah together.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
Lafif
Good.
maqroon.
Istawa yastawi istiwaan wa mustawin.
Yastawi. Beautiful. Yastawi. Istiwaan fahuwa mustawin. Yes, and mustawin, we write it like that.
Okay, mustawin. Okay, and it's Sir Kabir would be istawa.
Istawa. Yeah.
Istawaya. Wow.
Yes, istawa.
Because of the sound. Istawa.
And this, okay, so this one you will see in the translation that would say he established himself, he erected himself, he sat upright, he rose, some of those words. But istiwa comes from, you can see these root letters, sawaya, to become equal, to equalize, to balance, to, that's what the meanings of the word. Sawiyan means equal, sawa bainahuma, he made them equal, like the equation, for the two parts of an equation, things like that. So that's kind of like the meaning. So we can use one of those meanings in the translation. He established himself, but more literally, I like the meaning of he balanced himself, because that is closer to the meaning, to the root words sawaya. Okay, before we go on to the next, I just want to clarify a few things because we're dealing with lafif maqroon here, and sometimes the sarf can be a bit difficult. So let's start with this word mustawin. Why did I say it is mustawin? Because this is the rafa and jar version. When you have the rafa and jar version, like you remember when we had hada yahdi hudan, or yeah, or mahdin, mahdiyan, mahdin, right? Same thing with this. So in the jar and rafa form is going to be mustawin, but in the nasab form, the ya is going to come back and it's going to be mustawiyan. So anna al-mustawiya, for example, right? So if it's the nasab version, the ya is going to come back. If it's a mudaf, the ya is going to come back. If it has al on it, the ya is going to come back. So those are three things you need to know when the ya comes back, when you have this kind of words, right? Naqas, related kind of words. So that's one. Then when it comes to the Sarf Kabir, here's the trick. If the Huwa version ends in a, like istawa, if it ends in a, the hum version is going to end in aw. So aw, aw. Just always think of that, aw. If it ends in a, it's going to be aw. If it ends in e, like for example, why can't I think of a word? So we learned هدى يهدي, we learned دعا يدعو, we learned شقية. No, there's another one. Did we learn another one? Why am I
خفا
forgetting?
يكفي. خفا يكفي.
Okay, so maybe let's take the مضارع. Let's take the مضارع يكفي. يكفي ends in E, right? يرمي. Yeah, that's the مضارع. So when you take the مضارع version, for example, يكفي, يرمي, يهدي, when it ends with E, the home version is gonna end in U. So it's gonna be يرمون. You won't say يرمون or you'll say يرمون. But I wanted a Madi version of it because, but anyway, that's kind of like the trick. So A, O, E, U. Just remember those monkey sounds and you're good to go. All right, is that clear?
G. Got it.
All right.
It's only the sound in the muzare, it makes easy, na? Mazi remains the same everywhere, right, na, sister? No changes there
No,
with the sound.
it depends. It depends.
Acha, seeing the bab, you mean to say, from
Yeah.
which bab it comes? Acha,
Yeah,
acha.
from which bab? Yes.
Ji.
Yeah. All right, let's continue.
So this is Alema Ya'lamu
Mm-hmm.
from the Samia family, family one.
Yes.
It's Mudare.
Uh-huh. So
Ya'lamu. Oh. Ilman
Elman. Mm-hmm.
wa alimun.
Exactly. Yeah, and but at your own time, you can do the entire Sarf, Saghir and Kabir if you want to just like improve. Radiya, exactly. Thank you, Sakina. Radiya. So you can see it ends with ya. So it's going to be Radu. It's not going to be Radaw. Radiya. Radu. We won't say Radiyaw. So Radiya, Radiya, Radu. Good example. Thank you. Yeah, I couldn't think of any. So then you have, so okay, so we can do the Sarf Kabir here of Ya'lamu. So Ya'lamu.
Ya'lamu. Ya'lamani.
Uh-huh.
Ya'lamuna.
Ya'lamuna. Right? And then you can do it later on, the whole thing if you want. And what does that mean?
He knows.
He knows. Then we have Yeliju. How many have we done so far? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Fourth one. I'm going to give you a clue. It starts with wow. So figure out the rest.
Lam and Jim.
Yes.
Wow, Lam, Jim.
Uh-huh.
And Yaliju is Mudare, right? Oh, sorry,
Yes,
family.
it is Mudara.
And because it's Ya, so it's family one.
Yes.
And Daraba Yadribu.
ضرب يضرب يستي. ولج يلج. I've already given you the beginning.
Yeah. Walaja Yaliju. I don't know the.
I think it is Buluj.
Okay. Wawalijun.
Waliju. And of course, we have Yeliju here is what we're looking for. So Yeliju.
Yalijani, Yalijuna.
Uh-huh. Yes, Yelijuna. And do you know what it means?
It says here he penetrates.
Yes, that is the word. Penetrates, to enter something, to push us, to thrust into something, to push into something. It has the meaning of squeezing into something. Like the night, night squeezes into the day and the day squeezes into the night. So it's not just it enters. It's not like dakhala. Dakhala, you just enter. But walaja is like something is tight and you're pushing into it. Like you're forcing yourself into something. So there's a difference in meaning. So when you're reading Quran and the translation, it says, he makes the night enter the day, or the day enters into the night. And it doesn't capture the meaning. No, there's some struggle that is being captured there. It's not just it's easy. It's just not like opening a door and entering. No, it's and it also captures how slow it is. When something is squeezing it, I want you to imagine two liquids. Like when you take a syringe and you get a blue liquid and you just sort of like squeezing it, you're pushing it into water, and you see how that liquid flows into that slowly by slowly, and then it sort of colors the water, and in like 2 3 hours the water becomes blue. That's kind of like the idea is being mentioned here. It's not just you get a cup of blue liquid, put it in water, and everything becomes blue in an instant. No, it's like a slow squeeze. Something is happening. And just like imagine the night and day, the transition between night and day. It's not like you switch off a button and night becomes day. No, it's like slowly at 4 p.m. and then the sun starts to set. At 6, it goes down. By 7, it's all gone. And then you see the blue becomes a little bit darker, 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 right? It's a process. He penetrates the night. Okay. I went into tafsir mode a little bit there, but sorry. Can't help myself sometimes. But anyway, the other important point we need to mention in Sarf here is that what kind of irregularity is this? Starts with a mean.
Oh, مثال.
مثال
واو.
واوي.
مثال واوي.
Exactly. So it starts with a wow. It's called مثال واوي. There's مثال يائي, there's مثال واوي. This one begins with a wow. So whenever you have مثال واوي, and you get to the mudari'. So what was the mudari' going to be? It was going to be walaja yawliju. We talked about this ew, ow sounds. They don't like them. It's disgusting. Ew. We don't want that. So we don't say yawliju, no. So they were like, okay, what do we do here? Instead of yawliju, instead of having a weak letter ruining things for us and making our mouth sounds funny, we're just going to get rid of that weak letter. Solve problem. Yaliju. Instead of yawliju, yaliju. And that's the end of that. All right. So that's what happened there. Mithal wawi. Same thing with mithal ya'i. The weak letter sometimes goes away. Sometimes it doesn't. But most of the time it does. Okay. All right.
خرج.
So yeah.
خراجين. خرج يخرج. يخرج. So it's a family one. Yeah, نظر ينظر. And مضارع. خرج يخرج خروجا فهو خارج.
يخرج خروج, yes. خارج.
يخرج يخرجان يخرجون.
Beautiful.
And comes forth.
Yeah.
He brings forth. Is
Actually,
it bring or is it come?
Come. Exit, come, يخرج, to come up. I don't know how I translated it. Why can I think of a better word? It comes out. Okay, comes out, I guess. I don't know if so he or it comes out. Because again, it's lazim. So it is a person or something that is doing the action of coming out. It's not making something to come out, which would be mutaaddi.
Okay. Can we write lazim somewhere here? Because we're going to forget.
Yeah. Normally, when I'm done, I've been quite lazy.
Okay.
But normally I share this at the end of this document. There's what I call a Sarf word bank. So it has all the what we've done, and it has a section for the kind of irregularity. So you can see if it's Salim. Salim means it is sound. It doesn't have any irregularity. And if it has any irregularity, I'll mention there Lafif, Maqroon, Ajwaf, so on and so forth. And then Sarf Kabir, Sarf Saghir. And then you have the column for Lazim, Mutaaddi, if it is Mutaaddi biharf. Some are like both متعدي بحرف لازم, like some of them are just crazy, but then you have some that are just لازم, and then you have some that are, you know, متعدي بحرف and so on. So I have this, I just haven't finished. You can see I'm a bit lazy
It's okay.
lately, but I will finish and share with you guys for revision purposes. Okay. So I think Sultana can do the rest.
Noon, za, lam is the
Noon,
family one.
Zara.
Za, lam. One. Daraba, nazala, yanzilu. Bab daraba. And this is
Yes.
mudare.
Uh-huh.
Nazala, yanzilu.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Nuzul,
Nuzul.
nuzulan.
Uh-huh.
Nazilun,
Uh-huh.
manzulun.
Beautiful. So you have
Yanzilu,
yanzilu.
yanzilani, yanziluna.
Mm-hmm. Yanziluna. And it means,
He came down. Matlab,
yeah.
utra. He came down.
Yeah, it came down,
Came down.
descends, you can even say. Right?
Ain, ra, jim.
Ain, ra, jim. Mm-hmm.
This is family one. Noon.
Mm-hmm. Yes, nasara.
Araja, ya'ruju.
Mm-hmm.
This is mudare. Araja, ya'ruju.
Mm-hmm.
Uruj, uruj,
Uruj,
urujan.
yes.
Uruj. Arijun, marujun.
Beautiful.
So, ya'rijun, first one. Ya'ruju,
Uh-huh.
ya'rujani, ya'rujuna.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Uruj hona, matlab it is to climb up, right?
Yeah,
Upar.
it went up. Oh, yeah. Or it ascends,
Ascends.
or it rose up. But yeah, went up or ascends. I think those
Yes.
are okay.
Ba, sod, ra.
Mm-hmm.
So this should be from Karumana, sister, because it's a sifa.
So there are
Or
two of
nas-
them. Yeah, there's karuma and there's also daraba. But yeah, we'll take the karuma one.
Karuma, okay. Basura, yapsuru, basir.
So this is, what is it?
Basran. This is sifana, sister. This is ismul fa'il
Yeah,
in
صفة
Karuma.
مشبهة لاسم الفاعل. Right.
Ismul fa'il.
مشبهة. Mm-hmm.
Basura, yabsuru,
بصرة
yabsuru,
يبصر.
basran,
yeah, بصر.
basar,
Mm-hmm.
basirun.
بصير.
We will not
Actually, I
have
think
a
this is بصيرة.
basiratan.
It could be one of the
But
masters. Yeah, بصر, بصيرة. So then we have which is بصير.
basiratan also comes.
Yes.
Basir.
So this is the word we're looking for.
Ji.
Again, we're not going to do the Sarf Kabir of this.
Ji.
And this
Dekne
means,
wala, who sees, one who sees.
yeah, all seeing, we can say. Yeah, he sees all seeing. And then second last we have
Rajim ain. Rajim ain.
Jim,
Jim ain.
Ain. Mm-hmm.
This will be from one noon. Sorry.
Daraba.
Darabaji.
Yes.
Raja yarjiu.
Uh-huh. So this is
This is
This is
mudare.
majhul. Yeah, but remember it's majhul, right?
Majhul. Oh.
Majhul.
Majhul. So we have to go directly to the majhul.
Yeah.
Yurja.
Or maybe we can just mention until we get to the majhul. So raja'a.
Raja. Raja yarja'u.
Mm-hmm.
Raji'un.
Mm-hmm.
Ruju'un. Raji'un and marju'un.
Mm-hmm. That's the
Then
active line. So the
Sahih
majhul
and
line.
turja'u.
So ruji'a first, right?
Mazi. Acha. Ruji'a. Ruji'a. Yurja'u.
Yurja'u.
So the file remains the same. رجوعا. Okay.
Yeah, masdar is the same.
जी बस. رجوعا راجع مرجوع.
So the مفعول به, the اسم مفعول is مرجوع.
مرجوع.
Okay. And this, so once you get to يرجع, because it's the مضارع, this مضارع is the one that's going to give us the female version, which is ترجع, the one we're looking for. So we have to do the صرف كبير here
जी.
to get the word we are looking for.
يرجع يرجعان يرجعون
Mhm.
ترجع
Mhm.
ترجعان يرجعون
And then we have ترجع,
ترجع
ترجع, and then
يرجعان
تو, ترجع,
ترجعان
huh.
ترجعان
Uh-huh.
يرجعن يرجعن
يرجعنا. Okay, يرجعنا.
يرجع-
Yeah, يرجعنا. يرجعنا.
يرجعن يرجعن. We have already got the feminine version there.
Yeah,
First.
this one.
जी. Yeah, Zamir. ترجع رجوع होना मतलब to give back लौटा
Yes.
देना.
Returned.
Returned.
All right. It is being returned. So again, just to point out a few things on this word here. So when it comes to the hunna version, you can see we go back to يرجع. We don't say ترجعنا because ترجعنا, it will be أنتن. أنتن ترجعنا. But hunna يرجعنا. So maybe just for purposes of revision there as far as sarf is concerned. So just remember that. So when you're doing the sarf, when it comes to the hunna version, it's you. It's not tu. When it comes to the antunna version, then it's tu. ترجعنا.
So this
Right?
वाव लाम प्रीम मिसाल वाव.
Now,
मिसाल
this one
वाव.
we've done before in family one,
But this is
I wanted to
family
do it
4.
again.
But
Yes,
this is family 4.
Exactly. This is family 4. And I want us to see the difference.
जी.
Okay.
أولج يولج. This is مضارع.
Mm-hmm.
أولج يولج
Mm-hmm.
إيلاجا
Mm-hmm.
مولج مولج
Mm-hmm. Yes, مولج.
مولج.
مولج. And of course, يولج.
يولج يولج يولجان يولجون
يولجون.
يولجون दाखिल करता है. That is to
Yes.
make or penetrate.
Yes, to
make
make.
penetrate. متعدد.
Enter. All right.
जी.
Or he penetrates. In a sense that he penetrates something, right? Because it's متعدي. It makes something to enter into something, to squeeze into something, to ooze into something, if you will. That will be the meaning of أولج يولج. And again, I want you to see, this is مثال واوي, right? We said this is مثال واوي. You take it to أسلم family, the wow remains. It's أولج. Sometimes the wow disappears, sometimes the wow fuses with the hamza, and sometimes it remains. So you have أولج يولج إيلاجا. Nothing happens in this sarf. So that's, I wanted to put it there so that you can see the difference there. Any questions or clarifications? Let me just check mithal. Maybe we can see the sarf of mithal a little bit. See the examples of some of those things that change. This is mithal. Mithal is where? The examples. So you can see the ones in green, the ones that I've marked here green, it doesn't change, right? It doesn't change. It remains, the wow is present. nothing happens to it. It's normal, in other words, right? So أوجد, أولج, also مثال يائي, if you have أيقن, nothing happens to it. You can do the sarf as normal. So that's why we have أولج يولج. Okay, I
Ilham?
just want yes.
Okay, we did the word walaja yaliju,
Uh-huh.
okay,
Yes.
misal wawi.
Yes.
And we translated it is the same, yeah? It penetrates.
Mm-hmm.
So the meaning does not change for awlaja or
Yeah, so the
walaja.
meaning
Yeah.
is the difference is between lazim and mutaaddi. So walaja, it penetrates, it enters. Like if I say the night enters into the day. So that would be walaja. It's the night that is doing the action of entering, right? But when I say awlaja, it's not the night that is doing the action. It is he, the pronoun inside awlaja. He is the one who makes the night to enter. So the difference is between one is lazim, one is mutaaddi. So for example, like we know the difference of if I say what example can I use between lazim and mutaaddi? Fahima. Fahima, he understood. He himself understood. But afhama, if I take it to aslama family and I say afhama, he made him understand. So now there are two people. In Fahima, there's only one person. Fahima, he understood, one person. But in Afhama, there's a person who is making the other person understand. So there's two people involved in Fahima, in Afhama. So that would be the difference between Walaja and Awlaja. Walaja, the night is doing the entering. But Awlaja, it's Allah making the night to enter. So here the night is maf'ul bihi and not the fa'il. Is that clear?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so that will be the difference. Any other questions or clarifications regarding this section? Again, I cannot stress enough just how easy. You can see it for yourself. And especially for those of you who are doing Ta'bir al-Qur'ani, you really appreciate this. You see this and you're like, oh, easy peasy lemon squeezy. It's not like some text.
That goes above the head, like the questions, the queries.
Exactly.
Sitting like a spectator is the best there. Getting the answer from the queries when asked, like,
Yeah, I notice you always keep quiet.
yeah. First of all, the translations, again, the text, alhamdulillah, we can make like fail, file, maful, whatever. But the questions, the queries, then the balagha, which is going in that, subhanallah. I said, Bapre.
Exactly. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah for the Quran.
Alhamdulillah. But like the concept of it, sister, it gives the thing how Quran is being done. That gives the theory part of it. What the things, the words used there, everything, where you are going through that. Like the numbers being used in what way, the feminine part of it, like that part is subhanallah very, very good of it.
Exactly. It makes us appreciate the Quran. We understand, like when you do that, you appreciate why is this word mentioned here? How is this word used here? And the balagha, like you said, the balagha of it. And even though we haven't done balagha, but even the little bit that we can be able to extract from that book, it's very, very beneficial. Alhamdulillah.
Reading there and coming seeing those examples in Quran, like in Al Imran, I got few of the same. Salasati, ilafin, matlab ilafi, which has been in the contrast of what you had explained there in that numbering. It's the same which has been there in this surah.
Ah, interesting.
Ji.
That's good.
Ji.
Yeah. Alhamdulillah, that's good. All right. Is there any other questions, comments, clarifications before we can end? because we are done with the lesson today.
Sister Ilham, can we have the blank pages of the surah and the blank pages of the Sarf so we can prepare from before?
Okay, sure. I can share with you guys the document, inshallah. I just keep
Okay,
forgetting. Please remind me.
okay,
And also
thank you.
because I haven't finished doing the document, that's probably why I'm lazy. Let me see if I have. Okay, I think I've done. I can be able to share. Let me see if
The
the last
previous
ayah.
one, sister, Taghabuna and Qamar.
If you want that as well, I can be able to share, inshallah. I have them shared in my drive, I think. I will share the link. Inshallah, in the group.
Yeah, inshallah.
Okay. And if I forget, Sister Sakina, please remind me.
Oh, yes, sure.
Okay. Well, we can end there, and I'll see you guys next week for the explanation of hopefully this part. We'll get to some of this juicy ayat. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. So I'll see you guys next week.
جزاك الله خيرا.
ورحمة الله
عليكم
وبركاته.
السلام.
جزاك الله خيرا كثيرا.
وإياكم.